Good morning, witches. I'm Alison, aka Avalon Moon 91, and I'm your host for Thursdays on Our Pagan Opinions. And this week's topic is discrimination. Now, I do feel that this is a very broad topic, as it is a very generalised term, discrimination. It didn't relate to any specific question, so we do have the luxury of being able to take this topic wherever we like. And this is a very similar topic, in my opinion, to last week's topic, which was transgendered women in Dianic Wicca, because obviously there is a lot of people that discriminate against that. So I really feel that this is a very, very close question, or a close topic to last week's topic, but I will give it my best shot to give an opinion where I can. And I will still steer clear this week of talking about the more generalised topics of discrimination, be it race, gender, sexuality, that sort of thing. I actually believe that there is a lot of discrimination with pagans in the pagan community, and pagans discriminating against pagans. And I find this to be really quite disturbing, considering we are all following our own personal path of spiritual evolution, and it just seems to be, at the moment, I'm seeing more and more of it, especially on YouTube and social networking sites, of ego within the pagan community. And because I practice this, and if you don't practice A, B, C or D, you're not good enough. If you're a newcomer and you don't know as much as I do, you're not good enough. And it just seems to be so much ego in the community at the moment. And I don't think that, on a whole, that spiritually, or as you know, I'll use the term paganism and for everything that falls under that umbrella. You know, I don't think that paganism will evolve spiritually if we don't all start being a little bit more liberal towards each other and accepting each and every other person for who they are as a person, as a pagan, and how they practice their path. I find that there are a lot of people that have been practicing for perhaps, we'll say 20 years plus, and instead of coming to the community and mentoring those who are new, and mentoring those who obviously are still seeking that spiritual solace and looking for a mentor, looking for a muse, and looking for somebody to help guide them, instead of becoming that helping hand, instead they become those who point the finger and discriminate against others, because you're not initiated, so you're not pagan, you haven't read this, so you're not pagan, you're not hereditary, so you're not pagan. And it's just becoming worse and worse. And I see all it does within the community is to creates ego, and it creates unneeded negativity. And I actually did see in the comment section of one of my videos, I think it may have been this week, that somebody had written in a comment that they've been practicing for 25 years and they're sick of seeing, you know, the more or less the metaphysical hippies, people like they believed, like myself, who aren't necessarily really pagan at heart, but we're here just to push our own products and to push our store and just to tell people what they want to hear. And I found that that was very discriminating, because I'm not like that at all. I don't have ego. I certainly don't discriminate purposely against anybody else. I'm not here to simply push my store. I'm here to evolve spiritually, and I'm just doing it in a very public way. And I thought that was a very discriminating thing to say, just because I have a store, or just because I'm on YouTube, that means that I have an ego and I think I'm better than others. I don't think that at all. I'm someone who actually suffers from very low self-esteem, but I'm just looking to learn and share with other people, which is why I'm here. So things like that, you know, and people saying I've been practicing so much longer and I don't think you're real. What is reality? What deems a person to be real? What makes one person more real than the other? What makes one person more feminine than another? What makes person more sexual? One person more sexual than another? You know, it's all objective. It's all a personal opinion. So when it comes to paganism, we're all just looking for the same thing, our own personal evolution. And, you know, instead of being helped and guided by other people, all we're seeing is just continual finger pointing, and no one's as good as anybody else, and we're all fake, and we all have to fight, and we all have ego, instead of all coming together and saying, you know, let's be the change that we want to see in the community, and come together and help each other and build a strong community for the future of paganism, instead of all fighting about the things that we don't agree with. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But that being said, I don't want to ramble on in this video too much, but sadly discrimination is what it is, and we can't stop discrimination. It will never stop. It will never change. There will always be people that are going to discriminate against somebody else, whether it be because they don't have you know, enough happiness in their own lives, or just some people are just, you know, and we all know it because we've probably all done it ourselves, just like to whinge some days about something, whether it be the price of fruit or the price of shampoo. You know, we all do it, we all judge, we all discriminate, and I find it, you know, I find it quite amusing when I do see other people in the community say, you know, I don't judge people. We've all judged. I have judged. We have all judged. At some point in our lives, we've all looked to another person, and whether we've said it out loud or we've thought it within ourselves, we have judged. I judge people, for example. I judge people when I see mothers pushing prams in the street and their children are screaming, they're dirty, they're not dressed properly, and I see a mother pushing a pram with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, but she has carrying a fake Louis Vuitton bag and she has her nails done, but her children look unkept, they look neglected, they look uncared for, but she can afford to get her nails done and to be smoking cigarettes and to have a fake Louis Vuitton, but she can't afford to just dress her child properly. Those sort of things make me angry. They really do. You know, because in Australia it's a real problem. These people that sit on welfare and they have got no desire to go and get a job while the rest of the nation pays for their taxes, pays from their taxes for these people to sit on their bums and do nothing, while these people continually have children for their baby bonus. I judge those people, you know, and I do understand that there are a lot of people on welfare who genuinely need the help, and I would be more than happy to help those people. I mean, you know, I volunteer my time wherever I can to you know, places like the RSPCA, you know, op shops. I'm happy to volunteer to help other people, but it makes me very, very angry to see that there are those out there who do not want to help themselves. They expect handouts. I do judge those people because I just think it's disgusting that these people are allowed to get away with that. So yeah, okay, I judge people sometimes. I'm not perfect, and I'm not claiming to be, and I think that to a degree we all judge. So being judgmental, and I guess in a sense being judgmental is being, you know, in itself, if you're judging somebody, you could be essentially discriminating against them. We all do that. It's human nature. We can't stop it. It's what we do. You know, and it doesn't make you a bad person, but discrimination on a whole is something that you can't stop, you can't change it. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you in life, and we can't go running off into a corner and crying about it when somebody says, I don't like you for being pagan. You say, that's fine, you don't have to like me, I really don't care what you think. Not everybody gets along in life. You can't please everybody, and that's a sad truth. Doesn't matter how hard you try, there's always going to be somebody who would quite happily poke you in the eye with a sharp stick and laugh, just because they can. It's just the way it works. You know, I don't agree with discrimination for obviously religious beliefs, race, obviously homosexuality, things like that. I think that, and here in Australia there's a lot of people that discriminate on those bases, and I don't agree with that. Same-sex marriage, I'm all for it, and that's a big issue here in Australia at the moment. I support same-sex marriages. You love who you love, you are who you are from the inside out, and be proud of that. Let that radiate and let that shine. No one has the right to tell you who you can and can't love, who you can and can't marry, and who you can and can't sleep with. We are who we are, and we can be nothing more or nothing less, and if somebody doesn't like you for it, that is their choice. It is something that you have to rise above and say, hey, you're an asshole, but I accept that. You know, we can't please everyone, and that's just the way it is. So on that note, I'm going to end the video there, because I don't want to ramble on too much about discrimination, because in my opinion it is what it is. There's always going to be somebody who discriminates, and there's nothing you can do about it. We can debate about it, we can actively go out and protest about it all we'd like, but essentially it's not always going to change the overall the worldview of some people. Some people will just be the way they are, and they will choose to be negative towards others because that is their right as a person, I guess, and there's nothing we can do about that. But anyway, they're just my thoughts on discrimination for this week. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like these videos. I know everybody on this channel works so hard and has so many great insights, so we would love to see more subscribers to Our Pagan Opinions. You can also follow Our Pagan Opinions at www.facebook.com/Our Pagan Opinions. You can also find me at my channel, Avalon Moon 91, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, and my Facebook page, facebook.com/The Australian Witch. But thank you so much for everybody for supporting our pagan opinions so far. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, just rambling, but I'm having a really good day. So dark blessings, much love. Until next week, see you soon.